morning, folks. It's 9:45 a.m. on the 26th day, 5th month, 2023. Here, look at this. Very bad conditions blowing up here just south of Newcastle and through here. You can see evidence of the microwaves down here on the low deck, heating up the atmosphere, which is evidenced in the change in the flow, turning in a counterclockwise direction in this hemisphere, indicative of higher pressure. These storms that came bombing up here, some look a bit dangerous, so I'm going to go right to them. This cell here that's coming across now is bears watching because of that. It's going to kind of collapse on itself and bump into that line of chem there that's come along. And these are all chem bomb fueled. I'm saying that with great confidence. And these are going to be some wicked storms. There's a lot of crust flows going on, a lot of downbursts that you could expect some hail with that. And again, the tornadic conditions are possible. What is this? Oh, green filtered lens. Who knows? All I know is you guys got some bad weather coming to crush you guys today, and I'm going to show you what's going on. We had the typical chem bomb deployments down here off the coast of Sydney, and you can see over here just to the west of Taree. I'm going to turn off some of the names and stuff so you can see some of the combinations and the microwavizations of your sky. Just look at the bombs here. 1, 2, 3. Boom, bada boom, 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 plume, bada plume, plume, plume. Somebody said it sounded like Star Wars was going on above the clouds. I've seen some green flashes in some people's images as well, which if you look at let's say like firework chemical colors. As you move stuff into with microwaves, you can excite the molecules enough where they'll release photons, and the photons can be very indicative of what is in the atmosphere around them. Right. Well, here's a good one. Right. So as we get this a little bit bigger, and we will see the bigger picture. It's taking a long time to load today. It's a geological survey. It's always under maintenance. And you'll see stuff like that. Yeah, I know a way to do this. Watch this. Oh, you could tell the different colors of the chemicals by looking at the by the pictures themselves. So, strontium salts and stuff might be glowing. Your reds and your orange might be the calcium carbonates, the bicarb in the atmosphere that helps make the aluminum hydroxide. Aluminum and magnesium will go silver. Very bright. It's hard to tell the difference between the two. That's why you'll see them covering it, both of that spectrum like that. Your purples are your coppers and your strontiums. We see a lot of that. And the copper chlorides and carbonates and such. It shows right here what you could expect. Right. So some of your lightnings will show that. You can figure out how to find that information very easily yourself. Some of the totals you can expect to crest over down in this in the accumulations on the 3 days ain't that too harsh. I'm seeing a pocket up here of potential activity that's not showing up on any of the maps yet. So I'm going to call it. You got a corridor here around Maury in this trough here that I'm expecting to see probably about 3 to 4 centimeters of impact in here, if not a little higher. Yeah, about that here, coming through a trough here. So I'm looking for that on the 10th after the 5-day period. I don't think this is going to sit offshore. I think these totals are going to get higher. So I'll be watching very closely for this. Telling you only got 1 centimeter of rain coming on 10 days, I think is rubbish. I think you're being lied to, because all the pressures say that you are in the volatility zone of bad weather. Perth, you get some eminent high totals coming on the 5s. See that there? So we'll be watching for an event for you and the Soggy Bottom boys. Oh, what we got here? Dick cast his sorrow. That was what that guy was listening to. Maybe it was floating in a puddle with a beer on my wall, the picture. Yeah, very, very, very heavy totals because they're moving stuff around the corner into the bight. They're going to have a cyclonic forming down in here, which will show up kind of eminently here if I just do this. This and that and this and And just keep your eyes on the bite and keep your eyes over here. Right, across them sideways. Here she comes. And it's coming to visit you, New Zealand, and I'll get to you in a minute. Not much action in the north. Almost all the action's down here. And Tassie, you're going to catch two brunts of moisture. Here's brunt one. And they send that with all its coldness and its cheminicities into the center of the Tasmaniacal Sea. Are we running? Looks like it. Can't talk. I'm just going to have faith. And I said it would be nice if they didn't come to bombings and my weather was not so alarming. Because they're owning it too. And you better think twice before you agree to the Paris Agreement, the Lima Agreement I don't agree with, and your sovereignty going away, going another day. There you go, right there on the first there at the Tasmaniacals. You have another big batch coming through. I was wondering which day they were going to plan that for you. And the pressures on that day are clearly indicative of a side bubble right here. And that's where she's going to bring the steamer. She's going to come right across. She's going to roll like a Swiss roll, roll it up the chem bombs. Taking it to you, taking it to you, taking it to the streets, coming it to you, coming into the streets. And another big tendril smacks the South Island of New Zealand, whammo. And you got a triple shot coming. And this is not going to be a fun one. Look how wide that tendril is. Oh, and the temperatures of this stuff here is, you're not showing no big totals of snow. Nothing large, just a few typical spots down in the fjord lands where it is to be expected. Oh my. Temperature right there. I need new glasses. Is it time again for eye exam? Yeah, that's a big pocket of cold coming across. It's going to get whipped into this. That's rotating in that direction. It's going to kick you right up and high into Oz, and that's going to increase the volatility of your storms. And, well, another high bubble up of sucking down the tropics and pumping up the cold from Antarctica. And, well, Antarctica's going to be an uncle fucker to you guys, and that's what a boner-biting bastard they are. Yeah, Terrence and Philip that. Oh, we swear. Good. Yeah, Newcastle not looking good at all. Your totals again is going to be high over the next 24 hours for thunderstorm wise as it's coming to crush New South Wales in the old-fashioned style there. And they can tell you there's going to be a freaking thunderstorm on Sunday the 1st, but they can't tell you what the hell's going to go on Saturday the 27th with any accuracy. They, the weatherman. They, the liars. They, the liars. And not just talking what holds the sheet music. Not that kind of liar. Talking about the ones that Chris harm with your advice, acting like they're experts, but they got the same medical degree as Bill Gates, too, sitting behind the counter, telling you to put your mask on, telling you you need this, telling you they should block the sun, telling you that they know when a thunderstorm is going to be there on the 31st, but they can't tell you the totals of the rain. They couldn't tell you accurately that they were going to flood out and kill people in Hawke's Bay. Couldn't tell you accuracy what they were going to do to Lismore. Can't tell you accuracy the risk of earthquakes in major areas because of huge beams being deployed with EMF, electromagnetic frequency, being deployed as a weapon, a directed energy weapon on the peaceful population of the planet of all species. Yep, and the skies looks like a species feces, that's for sure. Yeah, wonder what it looks like today. I'm going to load up the asshole worldview and have a quick old peek at what's going on. I can turn off the chemistry one there. Alright, what's going on? What have they done? Straight to the straight line. Nothing gonna see here, huh, folks? No microwaves to see here. Ah, look at the fryer is definitely on. That's a big-ass beam it took to do that. Look at this crap out here to see on the low deck. What a shame. What a shame. That ain't a hobby horse out there. It's the chess piece of the night. And while it's up and over at everybody's asses, it's taking illegal moves, and well, it's time to tip that chessboard right off our backs. Because the game is being played on it. The editors have already been in, I see. Ooh, look at this crap in your roaster. You told me that chemtrails ain't real, I'll tell you you're out of your mind. You told me they modifying the weather. I said, look, NASA accidentally shows weather modification. Look, Robert Deutsch is showing you chemtrails again. This ain't Chinese writing. That ain't ordered you an egg roll or a crab claw. It's geoengineering right before your eyes. Right before your eyes. Whether you believe it or not is insignificant to the fact it's going on. Look over here, they're cooking up cooked straight for some kind of chemicals. Look at the colors. It's not a fluffy white happy cloud. It's toxic looking. And it doesn't belong to looking like an oil slick puddle on the fucking sky over your heads. How's the air taste? I'll tell you, we got acid readings again in the low sixes. 6.2 to 6.4. Look at this crap edit lines. Edging it out, but you still see it. You can't deny the swastika over your country here. You can't deny what they have done to you. They are showing you the Fourth Reich. They're telling you purebloods. You don't see it yet, and you are going to do the same things. They don't care who does it as long as it gets done. As I'm looking at the that. Well, people dash for the cash. What a fucking shame. Isn't this disgusting? If you don't think this is disgusting, I think you have bad values. I think you're in such a state of denial that you will drown in fake statistics. You will drown with your own lungs from pneumonias and militarized infectious agents in the sky. If it's being deployed by the military, it's militarized. This is not healthy. This is not a vitamin. And anybody who says so, prove it. Or shut up. Hey, it's the 25th, the world was supposed to end again. We're still here. Come on, snap yourself out of the Matrix pod called Q-Tardia. And wake up. You're being poisoned, you're being killed, and you're being lied to in the planet of Psyopia, where your mind is the prize. Isn't that disgusting? Absolutely disgusting. And they're going to be flooding these people out again. The totals on the 10s are nothing more than a crime. And if you ain't been told yet, yeah, I'm telling you now, you're fucked. I don't believe that total for Nelson because they keep flip-flopping. 1 minute it's 20 centimeters, the next minute it's down to 10. Well, you know, you can't inch it in without it being in. God, I'm so tired of having to show this every day. Every day. Well, here's your total. That was your forecast. That is all. I gotta go for a walk.